Centrepiece. Now this is just a regular pie pumpkin. It doesn't cost very much, just a couple of dollars. So this is what we're going to use today. You can use a bigger one if you want something outside, you want to put a flower arrangement in that to go outside. Okay, so I'm just cutting out the top of the pumpkin. This is the most time consuming and not as much fun as putting the flowers in. Now when you do this arrangement too, you can also keep the top and you attach it to the side. Some people like that look, or you can just get rid of the top, put it in your composter. So now I've taken off the top. What I'm going to do now is I'll put this to the side, I'll just cut that off, I'll clean the inside and get it ready with the flower. Just in case you want to use the top, you can just cut that part off. Okay, now I've cleaned out the inside of the pumpkin. The next thing I want to do is get a plastic bag. You can get any kind of plastic bag that you have, and you want to line the inside of the pumpkin. So this way the pumpkin won't rot as fast if you just stuck water in there, or this just helps protect. And then I want to put the wet oasis in. Now you want to make sure it's wet oasis, because there is dry oasis. Because the wet, you want to soak it for at least 10 minutes, and it's nice and heavy. And if you get the dry oasis, it doesn't matter how long you put it in the water, it won't absorb any water, so it won't work. So I'm going to try to stuff that in there like that. And then I'm just going to cut a little bit off. And if you have a bigger pumpkin and you can get little pieces, just cut it and just stuff it in, because you want to make sure your whole open area has some oasis in it, just so when you put the flowers in and the leaves, it has something to go into. And one thing about the oasis, after we finish, you want to make sure this is nice and wet. Then every morning when you get up, if you're having a coffee or whatever, just check, just put your finger in and make sure the oasis is wet. If it's not, just get your watering can, just make sure it stays wet, and then everything will stay nice and it'll live longer. So now I'm just going to cut out around the plastic. You want to cut as short as you can, but you got to make sure that the oasis stays in. And this will just help keep everything in, and you won't even see the plastic once we're done. So there's plastic. So any plastic bag will do. Or if you don't have a plastic bag, you can always put a little vase in there that can hold some oasis, anything that will sort of protect the inside of the pumpkin. Okay, so now we're going to decide what we're going to put into the pumpkin. So I've got a lot of flowers here. You can go out into your garden and cut any kind of leaf, like the leaves are good. I've got hydrangeas, different mums, I've got some berries. Anything that you like that catches your eye, you can put in. Now we want to start off with putting something in the middle. And if you're using a hydrangea, you want to make sure that you take the leaves off. You just strip the leaves down. And then we want to cut. Make sure you do a nice cut. And when you're putting the flowers in, make sure your hand's around the middle, so when you put it in, you're not breaking it. Because if you put it in and you feel the branch break, then you have to use something else because it won't absorb the water. So now we'll just start putting stuff in and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, one thing I want to make sure you remember to do is you can go in on angles too. You don't have to go everything straight up, so it'll look nicer, have a better effect. To make sure I don't see the inside, so I'm just going to get whatever I have left to try to fill in, because you don't want to see any of the oasis or the plastic and any leaves that I have. The nice thing about having them in your backyard, if you run out of leaves or you want to get different ones, you can just go out in your yard and grab some. It's up to you, whatever you want to put in your pumpkin. So I'll put this in the sides. So you don't want to see any. So it's sort of like when you do a planter in the spring and summer, you sort of have your thriller, filler, and spillers. It's hard to have a lot of stuff in the fall that comes spilling over, so that's why it's nice to have the leaves around, and just sort of makes it, you don't see the the plastic or the oasis. So I think I might use one more leaf. This one's a little bigger. So what I'm going to do is put that in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just get a little bit of moss and just put it, so it sort of finishes it off nice. Anytime you make an arrangement, it's nice if you just put a little bit of moss around. It helps hold the moisture in, and it gives it a more professional look, which is nice. So put a little like that around, just wherever you can get your fingers in, and you just put a little bit there, here and there. Now, if you wanted to use the lid of your pumpkin, you could just have it onto the side and just tie or put wire around and just put it on there. But today I just got some raffia and just tied it like a shoelace, and I'm going to put it just in the front. So I just got just some wire and I'm putting it in. I'm just going to move it around. And that's the front. And then you can buy, the fake sort of bulrushy kind of thing if you want to just finish it off. It's always nice to use 3 instead of saying 4, because 4 looks too uniform, or 3 has more of a, when you're planting something, it's more pleasing to the eye. And you can put anything else you want in it. If you are making one around Halloween, you could always go to the dollar store, get ghosts or witches or spiders or something, and you put different kind of plants in and have them in there and put them outside. This is a little centerpiece. You can use a bigger one to put outside for your entranceway. So whatever you like, you can make whatever size you want and have fun with it. Just use whatever you like, whatever colors you like, whatever leaves, anything in your garden. So it doesn't have to cost a lot, but it's a lot of fun, and you can even give it away as a gift to somebody, if you're going out to dinner, or a hostess gift, anything like that. So have fun with it, and let me know, email me, or send me pictures of what you've done. Thanks. That's Joey the Gardener. And have a great day. Happy gardening.